Okay, today the lesson is 5-7 and it's multiplying three-digit by one-digit numbers. Okay, and our date today is October 10th, 2016. And this should be on page, I believe, 43, 44, 45. Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk about our two ways of doing this, or three ways of doing this, which is break apart like we did before, and then we're going to do partial products, and then we are going to do our regrouping. Okay, so I'm just going to draw a line like this, draw a line like that. Okay, so this is going to be our break apart. This is going to be our partial products. And down here will be our regrouping. Just as a review, flipping it to this page, multiplying two-digit by one-digit. This was the actual problem. This was 26 times 3 as break apart. So we broke it into our expanded form, 20 plus 6, and then we distributed the times 3 on both of them. Once we got our products, then we added them to get our 78. Okay, in our regrouping our partial products down here, we did the same thing and broke up the two, 20 plus 6. We just did it with the ones first, the tens second, and we did it horizontally instead of vertically like break apart. Okay, even though break apart is sometimes easier to do because we have our place values lined up, and this way they're not. However, we know how to do this quickly. Okay, then over here we have our 26 times 3, and we didn't write these on the side. We did them all together. So the ones column, we got our 18, and then we carried the 1 up here. We put the 8 here just like we would in addition. Then we multiplied these two together and we got that. And then we added the 1 to get our 78, and then these were the steps. Okay, so today our problem is going to be excuse me, 237 times 4. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put our problem over here, 237 times 4. Oh, okay, you write that in the correct, you're going to write that in the correct spot. Don't do that little blob that I did right there. Okay, so what we're still going to go in and do it by our expanded form. So we're going to do 237. Okay, then we distribute the 4 to all of them. Okay, just like we did previously, we just have 3 digits now instead of 2. 7 times 4 is going to be 28. 30 times 4, I'm going to bring down my 0. 3 times 4 is my 12. I know I'm going to have to add those together and these together. Here I have my 2 zeros I bring down, and then my 2 and times my 4 is 8. So then I have to add these together. Okay, if you need to, put them down here and do a vertical thing. However, this is where you probably want to do 2 of them together first. Oh, I'm going too fast here. Okay, and then add the third number onto it. So now we're going to add our third number. Okay, so then as I throw my pen, because we know that Mrs. Trimpy is a little klutzy sometimes. Okay, so we have our 948, which would be our answer. Okay, so basically this is our hundreds, this is our tens, this is our zeros. Remember how we broke those up before? Okay, now in partial products, we're going to do the same thing, but instead of being vertical, we're going to go horizontal and keep them all together, which will make this already happen. So basically we're making these ones over here horizontal in order to be able to line them up, okay? So we have our 237 times 4. So our first problem, because when we're doing partial products, we always start on the right, which is the ones, okay? This would be our 7 times 4. Our next problem would be our 30 times 4. And then our next one is 200 times 4. Okay? And then we have a line here, and we know we're going to add these all together. Okay? So I know that this is 28. I know that this is 120. And I know this is 800. So now, and see how I shifted that a little bit? So I have to know that this is going to be my line. I should have paid a little bit more attention, and if I wasn't writing in pen, I would erase that and fix it. Okay, 8, 4, 9, okay? So this was our partial product. See how we did it this way. Now these problems can we do vertically? We can carry our 2 over and then do 2 times 4, which is 8. Carry our 0 over, 3 times 4, which is 12, and then 7 times 4, which is 28, okay? So now, basically, in regrouping, we are going to do the exact same thing. However, we are going to, oh, I need this line to go over here, okay? This is going to be 237 times 4 again, okay? Now, I'm going to take my 7 times 4, which is 28. I'm going to put my 8 here, and I'm going to carry this over, and I'm putting a plus next to it so that I know that once I multiply my 3 and 4 together, I have to add the 2. Okay, so then I do 3 times 4, which is 12, and I add my 2, which is 14. Since there's another number here, I have to split this up. And remember, when I do my 14, I want to make sure that I'm pretending like I bring my 4 up, and that would be 14, so I don't accidentally make it 41 instead of 14, okay? Now I'm going to do 4 times 2, which is 8, and I'm going to add my 1, which will make it 9. So basically, I did all of this without having to write any of this stuff out. This was all in one step, if that makes sense, okay? So over here, we're going to do our steps, which is okay, so 1, we're going 7 times 4, which equals 28, and I'm going to regroup two on 2 tens. And I'm going to write 8 under the ones place. Okay. 2, I'm going to write 3 times 4, which will equal 12. And then I will add the 2. Okay. So I will write the 4 under the tens. And regroup the +1 to hundreds. Okay. Then I will lastly do 4 times 2, which equals 8. Then add 1 that was regrouped. And I will write 9 under the hundreds. And that's all there is to it. Now, actually writing out the steps took longer than it did to actually do the problem. So what I want you to do is I want you to do a excuse me, practice problem, and you're going to do 426 times 3. Okay? And at the bottom will be your picture with everything colored, and I need you to make sure that your picture matches, and then, or your page matches. Go ahead and take a picture and enter it into Schoology, and then start on your reteaching, practice, or enrichment sheet that is in Schoology for you. Thanks. Have a great day.